Saeed Hamid was admitted to the bar on Friday by Justice Ramlal. The young attorney at law is set to graduate with first-class honors from the University of Aberdeen in Scotland, UK, after being a straight-A student in his Master of Law program in International Human Rights. The attorney aims to represent persons who are vulnerable.
I thought that it's the perfect catalyst to use to make a positive impact on legislative reform and policy making. So the long-term goal is to try to make some influence in terms of legislative reform and bringing our laws more into conformity with international human rights standards. So that is something I hope to work with in the long term. But being a new attorney and only being admitted today, I know I have to start from the bottom and work my way up. So right now I'm thinking to dabble with criminal law for a bit, and then I'll go into policy reform.
He mentioned that one of the main issues affecting the public is sexual abuse. He thinks he can be an agent of change.
One of the issues right now I think we're struggling with in Guyana is sexual abuse, and I think that we need to have better access to sexual and reproductive health and sex education, which is a part of your right to access to information, your right to education, and your right to the highest attainable standard of health. All of these things are connected with human rights, and I think if more people are aware of sexual education, they would have make better choices, and we can help to mitigate the issue. Another thing is juvenile justice in Guyana and heavy penalties for juveniles when they're not very reformative. It doesn't help to take away the problem as to why juveniles are committing crimes or involved in gangs and these kinds of issues.
He also pointed to the issue of the cross-dressing law, which remains a part of Guyana's laws and encourages discriminatory attitudes towards the community.
I focus on our cross-dressing laws in Guyana. It's one of the oldest laws on the books that we have, and I focus on it using a human rights approach, international human rights law, to show that having the law on the books encourages discriminatory attitudes towards that community. I think that we need to be, like I said before, we need to have legislative reform so we can encompass everyone, because a huge part of human rights is understanding that everyone is entitled to the same right to live with dignity and equality. No matter who you are, no matter your creed, religion, none of it, no discrimination on any grounds is justifiable. So I think that is one of the prime things I'll be working on as well in terms of legislative reform and policy making.
Reporting for HGP Nightly News, I am Yanis Abrams.